It tastes delicious. I think that Glaze on top did a terrific job.
Hello, I am Jesus and this is Speedmaster on the way. Today I'm gonna smoke a whole turkey and I'm gonna do it in my offset smoker. This is going to be a great recipe for all the upcoming holidays like Thanksgiving or Christmas. So stay tuned and let's get to it. Alright, so in order to cook this turkey there are 4 steps. The first one is that we're gonna dry brine the turkey and we're gonna let it be in the fridge overnight. Then next morning we're gonna inject it, and the third step is that we're gonna put it to the smoker, and the fourth one we're gonna put a glaze on it when it is almost ready. So when it comes to the dry brining, the whole process started yesterday. So I'm gonna show you now how did I do it and what sort of spices I put on it. Okay, so I have here a 7 kilograms turkey that I purchased some days ago. It was frozen, so make sure you have enough time to let it defrost in the fridge. This one has been here maybe 3 to 4 days. Okay, so when it comes to the spices, I'm gonna put all the ingredients in the description of this video below. But I used salt, pepper, smoked paprika, garlic, and then I mixed all in a bowl. And then make sure you stir it properly because you want all those flavors to mix. But feel free to use any rub you like. So it doesn't really matter as much as you use what you really like. And before you start putting the rub to your turkey, make sure you check all the cavities because these turkeys tend to have all the internal parts in one bag inside of it. So as you can see here in the video, I will remove it because I don't need it. So now let's take our rub and let's start to spread it all across the turkey. So you can be very generous because this can take a lot of rub, even though it is poultry. I think the rub you use is just going to be, it's not going to overpower as long as you don't use like very powerful ones. So the whole thing is that make sure you cover all of it. You can even put inside of the cavities. And once it is ready, I would suggest that you put it then to a pan and then put it inside of the fridge and let it be there overnight. I would suggest that you let it be there 24 hours because the whole point is that with the salt, it's gonna start like first taking the humidity out or all the liquids, and then the turkey is gonna take it back. And then this is also gonna help us to get the crispy skin that we all like. So now let's fire up the smoker, and while it gets to temperature, let's go and inject the turkey. Okay, so now this is how our turkey looks like when it has been in the fridge all the night. So now we come to the next step. We are gonna inject it. So in order to do so, I'm gonna mix here butter and maple syrup. In the description of the video you can see how much I have put. And then I'm gonna inject it starting from the breast, because this is where you're gonna need more moisture, because normally turkey tends to dry out in the breast. The quarters or the thighs, they tend to have a lot of fat, so they tend to be relatively juicy. And now don't worry, if something comes out, that is normal. That happens to everybody. So now I can also put a little bit here to the thighs. You don't need it, but I mean, butter cannot ruin your food, so why not? And now that this is ready, it is time to put it to the smoker. Okay, now that we have reached the desired temperature, it is time to put our turkey into the cooking chamber. So let's try to put it right in the middle so that the thighs are aiming to the firebox, because they have more fat and they can take a little bit more heat than the breast, because the breast has the chance of getting dry. So I'll do this with my bare hands. I'll take the bird like this and it goes right now, maybe a little bit here. Okay, so let's put now our probe into the breast of the turkey. Let's try to make sure it doesn't go to the nearby the bone. Let's just put it maybe right here. Okay, and now let's let it run. hours and a half have gone by, and the internal temperature of the turkey is around 39 degrees Celsius. So let's give it a check and let's see how does it look like. Okay, and oh, that's not looking bad at all. It looks actually very crispy, the skin. So maybe this is the time where I'm gonna spread a little bit of water with apple cider vinegar, and then I will let it continue cooking. So it's looking very good. So now the internal temperature of the turkey is almost 60 degrees. So now it is time to put the glaze on top of it. So because I know I'm gonna open the cooking chamber, I have just put 2 locks in the firebox, and that's why the temperature has risen. But now this is the right time to put the glaze on top of the turkey. So let's do it. Okay, so let's see how does it look like. Wow. Oh boy, this looks delicious, and this is so crunchy. All right, so at this point I'm gonna remove both probes, and then I'm gonna start putting the glaze on top of it. But first I need to move the turkey, so I'm gonna do it right now. There we go. Let's start putting to that side. As I said in the description of this video, I'm going to have all the ingredients I have used for this turkey, so feel free to check it and make sure that when you're glazing it, you cover every little part of it. It looks delicious and it smells incredible here. Okay, so now that I have glazed it, it's time to close the lid. I'm gonna put my probe again and also the one measuring here, and let's let it continue for maybe an hour and a half, and then I think this turkey is gonna be ready. So the turkey has been in the smoker for around 6 hours, maybe a little bit more, and now the internal temperature is around 70 degrees in the breast. So the ideal temperature would be 74, but I'm planning to remove it around 71 or 72 because the carry-on heat will end up cooking it. So now I'm gonna check with my probe if the internal temperature in all turkey is around 71 or 72. If that's the case, then it's time to remove it from the smoker. Okay, so let's check now. Wow, this turkey looks amazing. So let's check first of all the thighs. How much do we have here? And this is reading 74, 75 degrees. So these are done. Okay. And now let's check the breast on this side. Oh yes, so just a little bit longer, and then we're gonna remove it from the smoker. Okay, so here we go. Let's try. This is very, very good. It tastes delicious. I think that glaze on top did a terrific job. And actually, I think the injection helped a lot to keep the breast from drying out. This is just magnificent. I think this is very tasty, so I'm quite sure that you're gonna enjoy it a lot. I would suggest though that this skin was way too crispy in my opinion. I think the skin was perhaps too thick or something like that. So next time I would like to try how to brine it perhaps in a bucket with some marinade or something like that. And I think that would be also very interesting experiment. But with this, I'm quite sure you're gonna have a good holiday ahead. So that was today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you the next time.